cold and miserable. I mean, it's just like animals. We're neglecting these people. We're letting them live like animals. And these are Christ. These are our children. Look at it like that, please, for God's sake. If it helps, try it. Try to look at those people as your own kids. I mean, the criminals, the minimum wage workers, these people, these homeless people, these destitute people, disenfranchised, drug addicts, whatever they are, it doesn't matter. They're still your children, and you're going to love them feverishly. Okay, is that how we're looking at things? Are we pleasing God? Are we taking steps to get this curse lifted from our nation and let this metaphorical end of the age come to fruition, helping God and have an understanding and let it happen on a metaphorical level? Are we confronting it? Do we even know how we're being tyrannized? I'm trying to tell you how you're being tyrannized. Currency debasement, this minimum wage thing I keep pointing out. Look, if they told people in the early 1960s, you'll still get that $1.25 an hour, okay? But in terms of your housing costs, you know what it's going to be worth? You're going to be out on the street. That's what would have happened. You understand? What do you think would have happened? People would have laughed. There's no way you're not, because we're all unified. We haven't been divided and balkanized as Democrats and Republicans and just accept what's going on here. And now we've got minimum wage in cities and just said, well, we're taking the bull by the horns, the city managers said, never confronting the feds about this and saying, why is the Labor Department so obviously, brazenly, unequivocally remiss, deliberately remiss at giving appropriate, nearly commensurate cost of living adjustments based on the cost of housing costs. Housing, an essential human need. What am I saying that's radical or illogical or unreasonable in any way, in any stretch of the imagination? Nothing, but they've been doing this decade after decade after decade after decade after decade. Do you understand what I'm PO'd about, what I'm frustrated and angry about, that people aren't getting this and they're not stepping up and saying, I'm going to defend these people. And what I'm saying is not that you should give the minimum wage workers more money. No, they could be making 50 cents an hour today. If we had sound economic policies, we had sound money, sound currency, if we weren't letting people steal, rob us blind, do this, destroy our standard of living in America. It's tyrannical. It's oppressive. It's repressive. It's regressive. Do you understand? I mean, I'm sorry. I want to apologize for coming off arrogant. I know I do, and I'm working on it. I really want to come across nice. I've got to let that passion shine through. I'm very passionate about these issues, as you can tell. I'm angry. I'm frustrated that more people aren't stepping up and talking about the educating people, empowering people. Help. We've got to stop this thing. Remember, it's a beast system out of control. It's just a raging locomotive under full steam. All that momentum, it's got legs. And it's got inertia at the same time. Does not want to budge. Does not want to change. Just wants to stay on this course of death and destruction. Just stay on this ship of fools. Get on the bandwagon. You're on the right side if you're with us, of those that are running this beast system, that are telling you everything's okay. The stock market's riding high. I've got lots of jobs and all this crapola. Don't pay any attention to the naysayers. I'm telling you that national debt's important. You look at it and you ask who's paying it, how it's getting paid. Currency dilution. Do you understand? If you took gold, could you imagine? And you said, well, you know what? I'm just going to add some lead to it. It's almost the same weight. So you know what? Let's just dilute it a little bit. You see, you can stretch more, and they don't care. Why don't they care? You say, well, that would hurt them too. You know, they're diluting their own gold. They take extra. So when you boil it back down, they've got more buying power, even though the numbers are worth less. Do you understand what I'm saying here? How this works and who's paying the ultimate price? It is those at the bottom of this echelon, the bottom rung of the ladder, okay, and those close behind. So we should all stand up and understand the issues and what we're fighting for. Sound economic policies, that's the demand. We want to see our money going up in worth. We don't stop telling me that it's bad when you see your cost of living go down. That's like saying it's bad that your taxes went down. It's burden. Do you understand? Cost of living, cost of existing, burden that you must pay. How hard the nut is to crack, how high the bar is to reach. You understand? These people are going to keep kicking the can, passing the buck, pushing the envelope as far as they can. They're like snot-nosed, bratty, spoiled kids. They're drunk on the blood of the saints. Okay, they've taken over. They've hijacked America and by extension the rest of the world. They're in control here. You understand? And we've got to stand up to these demons. I'm telling you, so they've got to be parented under no uncertain terms. Remember, we the people are their boss. Unify. Forget this Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, socialist, capitalist crap that they spew out this crap. It's like the devil. I mean, this is how he got us to fall in the beginning, man. This half-truth, this deception. You understand? Well, we can see the evidence. Look at how they fight tooth and nail. It's political. This Ukraine thing and all the impeachment and all this. No. These are lucrative jobs they're vying for. So, yeah, they're cutthroat at the end of the day at the top, but they're in lockstep on the big issues, like the Civil War, okay, like the bailout of '08. On the important issues that affect the welfare of the American people, they stab us in the back, together in lockstep. They're working against the best interests of the American people. By extension, the people of the earth, civilization at large, we're being robbed blind through currency dilution. Currency debasement is happening through cost of living inflation. Okay? It's a perversion of capitalism. A true capitalism creates a rising tide of prosperity that lifts all boats. Or it's a game I don't want to play. I'll be the worst enemy of capitalism if you call this cap. This is not. I happen to be an educated man. I know what true capitalism is. This isn't it. It has nothing to do with progress and supply and demand principles. Free market. It's fascist. The government bails out the freaking criminals because they're too big to jail. And I got to listen to Nancy Pelosi say nobody's above the law. What the? You understand? I want to pull my hair out. These people are monsters. They're demons. They're freaks. We got to put them in their place for their own sake. We got to help them. We don't want their blood on our hands or heads, but they're on the highway to hell. It's written large, man. And we got to help them. If we don't, then we're culpable. We're responsible for them ending up in Hades, and then they can blame us. Nobody warned me. I didn't know how serious this was. I didn't really know there was a God and that I should revere him and all this. No, I thought this was the right way. This was the way everybody told me it was practical and pragmatic. I'm really somebody because I'm an elite. I made a lot of money. I'm successful. Look at me. I'm very important to society. I'm a politician. There are employees. We, the people, are their masters, their bosses, their employers. Do you understand? Remember, my friends, caring is loving. And ask any parent. It's two peas in a pod. I mean, it goes hand in hand. If you care, and all parents care about their kids, that's love. That is doing God's will. You understand? That's what we must do. It's not can, should. No, you've got to do this thing. Okay, if you ever want to be blessed and approved but from on high and expect to go to a better world, be found deserving and worthy of going to a better world from here, you got to work for it. You got to figure out what it's going to be like. There can't be people there that want to take an advantage of you. They don't that want an advantage over you, that want to one up. Okay? No, it can't be like that. And that's what money does. It corrupts the hearts and minds of men too easily. We've got to wean ourselves off it. And the only way is through sound economic policies. So you understand why I'm always conflating these spiritual and economic matters and how it plays on us psychologically. It makes normal, healthy, righteous people, some of the nicest people in society and often very smart people, want to run, not walk away from this thing. And so they get hung up in a lot of escapist behavior, ways to dissipate time, to own their realities to some degree. Then all these vices come into play and all this crap. Okay, that's what it's all about, because people they're like me, whether it's on a subliminal level or not. They know my eyes are wide open. I've been paying attention a long time. I've witnessed this thing a long time unfolding. And I see it crystal clear, and I want you to see it crystal clear, and all of us to unite and throw these monsters down, man. We've got to get control of the issuance of currency. We, the people, can turn this around with God's help, but that's exactly what it's going to take. The very finger, the hand of God helping us and backing those that would confront these people and speak truth to power. Not only speak truth to power, but demand truth from power. As their employers, we've got a duty, a responsibility, not just to future generations, to this generation, the one we live in. That's the only one we're responsible for. We got to start right here and now and demand the rubber meet the road. And we end it. We're the